I think you all know my position on Camp Liberty. The demands we have for liberty are logical and fair, and the European Union should support them. The 7 hostages must be freed. United Nations observers and blue helmets should be deployed and have a constant presence at the camp. The United Nations Security Council must request that the investigation into the massacres at Camp Ashraf be sent to the International Criminal Court. T-walls and concrete bunkers must be installed in Camp Liberty for the residents' protection. The European Union and the United States must resettle residents in third countries, democratic countries. We inform all those in Camp Liberty that we are dedicated to following up these demands.
Nor will Ashton's visit to Tehran have stopped the mullahs from piling pressure on Nouri al-Maliki to kill or hand over the 3,000 Iranian dissidents in Camp Liberty. Since the Americans reneged on their pledge to guarantee the safety of these defenseless refugees, they have been harassed, psychologically tortured, deprived of food and medicine and basic necessities. They have been bombed, shot, handcuffed and executed. We've seen endless hand-wringing by the West and pathetic calls for Maliki to hold those responsible to account.
The mullahs consider PMOI their existential threat, and therefore Camp Liberty is their prime target. Silence and inaction of US, EU, and UN has given a free hand to the mullahs and their proxies in Iraq to continue with their crimes.
Nous ne pouvons que penser à celles et ceux qui ont perdu la vie ou qui ont été blessés dans les camps d'Ashraf et de Liberty. Nous ne pouvons que penser à ceux qui ont fait l'objet d'exécutions sommaires. Et là, nous avons la démonstration de tout ce qui reste à transformer.
The people of Liberty are today even more at risk than ever before. Nothing has been done to improve their safety and security, despite so many calls by members of parliaments all around the world, including the MEPs here in Brussels. I think it is very important that we keep our attention focused on this issue and do all we can.
I cannot understand why the United Nations, why the United States stand idly by and allow the atrocities to continue, because these are atrocities. They are violations of human rights. And while we might say that someday, hopefully in the short term, that these people who perpetrate these atrocities, that they're going to be brought before the Court of Human Rights and held to account for what they have done.
Thousands of women are suffering from a variety of restrictions and harassments by Iraqi government, including ban on the entry of food and medicine to the camp and preventing vital security measurements in the camp. The international community must insist on a drastic improvement of human rights and women's rights situation and put an end to executions and, more specifically, put an end to the very severe harassment of Camp Liberty residents.
The human rights dossier of Iran should be placed before the UN Security Council. The Iranian regime cannot tie our hands over its human rights abuses because we are involved in nuclear negotiations with them.
But our foremost task is to save the lives of 2,900 inmates of Camp Liberty. And let us remind that it is also responsibility of the United States government, because it was part of the deal, unofficial deal, that US took PMOI out of the blacklist, forcing them to settle from Ashraf to Camp Liberty. Too many have been murdered.
We don't expect the United Nations to protect but we expect them to be impartial in their reporting. Impartiality is an obligation, and if they don't do it, they're part of the crimes committed against the Ashrafis.
And I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, by expressing my full support and solidarity for the PMOI members in Camp Liberty. Please be assured that we in the Belgian Federal Parliament will continue to fight for your rights and your protection. Thank you.